Hello, everybody. My name is 𝗖𝗿𝘂𝘀𝗵, and this is Crush It Club, episode 65, Crush Commitments by 𝗖𝗿𝘂𝘀𝗵. Kind of a fun acronym I figured out here. So let's see how this goes. So Robert Cialdini said that people are most likely to follow through on their commitments if three conditions are met. Now, those three conditions are that the commitment is made in such a way where it is active, public, and effortful. So we'll go through each of these with some details on the way. So first is active. The commitment should be active or involve action, and the more action it involves, the better. The next one is public. So the commitment should be publicly declared, despite what some people have said on their TED Talks. Keeping your goals, your aspirations to yourself reduces the probability you will achieve them. So let me give you an example of a public commitment, because I'm making it on a video that's publicly viewable. This would meet those criteria, and that is, I will add a CTA or call to action to all of my videos going forward. So that's a public commitment. Now I'm going to add to this commitment by making a call to action. Please leave anything in the comments, thoughts, ideas, feedback that helps me make these videos better, and to express your opinion about the use of CTAs. So what do you think? How often do you think or feel it is acceptable for me to do a CTA, to ask you to subscribe, to ask you to sign up for something, whatever it is? A CTA, in the case of the way I'm going to be doing it, is always going to be some kind of small ask, not to make a purchase. And so I would really love to hear what you think is an appropriate frequency. Is it okay for me to make some kind of ask, like please subscribe or please share this video in every single video, every second video? If not, how often? Now, I do these videos every day, so you can talk about number of times a week, and that's a video every day. So I'll just figure out the frequency from there. I would love to hear and greatly appreciate any feedback you could leave in the comments on whatever platform you see this on. So the thing about public declarations is they generate accountability, and they also generate, quite specifically, a number of Cialdini's levers of influence. The first one is, and one of the most powerful, is commitment and consistency. That is that your words, your actions, and your beliefs are aligned. So if you say you are into fitness publicly, and then you don't work out for the next 6 months, and anybody is aware of that, then you look like a hypocrite or a liar or pathetic or whatever else. So by publicly declaring it, you've invoked commitment and consistency. You will both feel for yourself that if there is an incongruency, if you are not doing what you said you would do, then that will cause cognitive dissonance. You'll feel the discomfort because there's a disconnect between what you said, what you committed to, and what you are doing. Not only that, you've made that public. So it also causes cognitive dissonance, or causes people who witnessed your commitment to question your word about that and other things, because after all, you didn't follow through on that. What makes you think you're going to follow through on other things? So then this also becomes social proof, ideally, and inspiration to others, because I'm doing this, because I'm making this commitment. Hopefully it inspires others to do the same thing, and it's social proof, especially if you have a group where a number of people are doing the same kind of thing and are seeing success with it, are following through, and they're going, yeah, this works. It really does. This is based on research, not just my opinion. Okay, and next is, if you don't achieve it, and then this gets into something interesting too. If you don't achieve it, you'll not have only let down yourself, but you will have let down the group to whom you made those commitments. So in this way, this is sort of an invocation of loss aversion. Loss aversion in terms of your credibility, your reputation for saying something and then not doing it, but also loss aversion in terms of credibility and trust from your audience. In the case of anybody who heard it, now the next time you make a commitment, it's kind of the boys who cried wolf syndrome. It's like, yeah, she said that before, he said that before. You know, they might not take it as seriously. And we hate to lose anything about twice as much as we like to gain. So loss aversion, another one of those 7 levers, is invoked in doing an active, public, and effortful commitment. So now the third one, which is the effortful part, the harder the effortful component of the commitment, the better. The harder we work to express or demonstrate our commitment, the more committed we tend to be. So think of it this way. Think about climbing up the top of a tall pole using only a rope to ring a bell that is located at the top. Damn hard, and you know, it's just a demonstration or ritual of your commitment to something in that case. So this is interesting because, you know, typically you don't climb to the top of a pole to ring a bell, but in many cultures and religions, there are coming of age, confirmation, rites of passages that are used usually between being a child and becoming an adult, or confirming your belief and following the faith, staying in the community or leaving the community, things like that. And these rites of passage are usually very challenging. That is, you have to prove how bad you want it, or even abusive. You're being beaten with a stick. You might think that's extreme, but there are many cultures who have very aversive. Think of hazing in fraternities. It's the same kind of thing. That is a rite of passage. And because it has been aversive or challenging, AKA extremely effortful, it demonstrates your level of commitment, and people tend to stay with that because, again, this would loop back to commitment and consistency and loss aversion. You've demonstrated how bad you want this, how bad you mean this, how committed you are. So going against it is now not in your interest in terms of a lot of the social dynamics that go on, or even within yourself as far as cognitive dissonance. So I love this because it's funny and I like plays on words. So going ape, that is making public commitments, right? Active, public, and effortful commitments can be applied in person, that is face-to-face, or online with some amount of creativity. So you can use this for your workshops, for your classes, whatever, that when people, especially when they're doing goals or other things, if they share their exact commitment with anyone other than themselves, but especially a large group, then that whole group will know if that commitment hasn't been followed through on, or can find out, which puts a lot of pressure, positive pressure in my mind, for you to do what you say you wanted to do to make your life better. So the more specific and unique you make this going ape ritual that I'm talking about, the more impactful it will be, and the more likely the participants that engage in it will achieve the commitment they've set for themselves. That's it for Crush It Club 65. Crush It Club 65. Crush commitments by going ape. My name is Tim B. Green. Bye for now.